welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Pitch Practice, the show. Thanks for tuning in with us today. We appreciate you coming out, and I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it's early where we're at, and we get up, as Laura said today. I said, how do you feel about the time change? And what did you say, Laura?
It's always close the clock. It doesn't matter what time it is. It's always close the clock. Close o'clock. Close the deal right now, no matter what.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter where you are. Come on now.
So if it's early where you're at or it's late where you're at, it's close o'clock.
Close o'clock.
Hey, family. So I'm Mark, the guy behind the mental marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. We have today with us.
We got Brandon here from BKX Squared Marketing, getting your company found and reducing your cost per acquisition.
Yeah.
And you have here Laura Morales, sales extraordinaire, always working on getting better, on improving, always moving, always self-actualizing, and more than anything, always closing the deal down, always shutting it down, and always practicing. Practice is what makes me a closer.
Yes. Oh man, you did make such a good point. Practice is what makes us closers. And I can tell you that since we've started this, we've got improvements across the board. Look at Brandon. Hey, what's that new background you got there, Brandon?
That's from the 10 extra desktop package from old Grant Cardone, from one of the old courses that I got from him. So I got about 20 of them that I have flowing through my computer monitors there. It always keeps me on task, on track, and lets me know what my end goals are going to be.
Nice. End goals. That's important. Yeah. I just wanted to just say real quick about last week. We had this nice little conversation with we had a special guest on with us, and a lot of people tuned in. I think I missed it last week because it was the week before, but I missed that. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and everybody for their feedback too. Thanks for watching, and thanks for not just watching, but giving us your suggestion. We're hearing from, so we just crossed over into a new month. I believe we were talking about this a couple weeks ago about we're getting into we're in the end of this year.
Yeah. Last stretch.
Yeah. I know Brandon is going to have some in-laws coming over, so he's going to be having fun.
Mm-hmm. Tons of fun. Love it when the in-laws come over.
It's that time, sitting down, having some turkey. So we're going to have to do a lot of closing during the holiday season. I'm going to have to close on my favorite dessert.
What's that mean?
I'm going to have to close. I'm going to have to convince them not to make a pumpkin pie, but to make a sweet potato pie.
No, you gotta make the pumpkin pie.
You gotta have both. Come on now.
I've got to make sure that I close the deal, and I'm not closed on something like a apple pie, even though I do love apple pie. I love pumpkin pie too, but we got to have some sweet potato pie. Cool.
Pies for closers. Pies for closers. Let's close the deal. Where were we?
All right. Yeah, so this week we're still getting into more of those in-depth closes. And today we went over few more closes.
3.
Shoot. Okay. So I'm gonna have to grab my book here. I put some notes and I lost those notes from, here we are, Closer Survival Guide. So let's see, we started off the day talking about the rate close.
Yeah.
We started off with the rate close, right? And this was the rate close where we talked about let's just say we use every lender in the state, including every credit union. Who do you currently use? And I think And in my situation, I thought, okay, so if I'm not, this is really something geared towards financing options, right? Right. But
Mhm.
if you were to really look at the overall goal of this close was to get them to not focus on the rates, but have them understand that you are the expert in this.
Yep.
And if they were to, you've dealt with rates and you deal with lenders and you know the process, right, Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely. So my time in the car industry there, spent 6 or 7 years there. This was like the number one objection that I would have to overcome. A lot of people wanted to bring in their own pre-approvals and things like that. And while that's great that you're being proactive and trying to, you know, quote unquote protect yourself from the shady car dealing lendings, it's actually hurting you in the long run. The the car dealer has better leverage than you have when it comes to purchasing a car. You know, you purchase a car once every 3, 4 years. They're financing cars, 30, 40 a day and bringing massive volume to these lenders. So they get volume discounts. So it also saves you on time when it comes to purchasing a car, because usually pre-approvals, they got to go back and forth with the bank. Sometimes you have to take paperwork to your bank to sign it in person there, thus delaying your purchase. And most dealers won't hold the unit, especially in this day and age when there aren't any. So, you have a chance of missing the deal, that the car being sold out from underneath of you, and not going through the process. I know it's not fun. People don't like to hear that, because they want to have a little bit more control over their process. But ultimately, I mean, it's better for you. It's saving you time. It can save you money as well due to the volume, purchasing power of the dealership when it comes to the money. And three, it's better for the salesperson and the finance manager as well, because they work on commission. And so, they end up making a little bit of money on the back end too for providing that service to you. So, that's my take on this close, and why I kind of like it, because I used it a lot. Everybody asked, do you use my bank? And I was like, who's your bank? Well, Wells Fargo, absolutely. They're one of our number one lenders. We also have Chase, Bank of America. We're going to figure out who has the best rate for you and get you set up.
What about you, Inky? Inky, you got a new
what's
nickname.
up? I am Inky, guys. Come on now. That's what everybody calls me, including my boyfriend, because I closed him down.
I'm sorry. I saw someone comment. I think we were talking about the soundtrack, and they said they didn't know you had a new nickname. So I'm thinking, okay, is Inky a new nickname here?
Who commented that?
Oh, it was on Facebook. The person that posted the 10x soundtrack playlist that I gotta listen to.
Yeah. The 10x playlist that's on Spotify. That's actually one of our 10x friends. Kristen,
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that 10x album.
Yep.
Yeah, he's huge in kind of this back end 10x space, because he wrote this giant album that literally, the album is all Grant Cardone's books and all Grant Cardone University. So it's such a good listen. I listen to that stuff all the time, especially when I'm in the middle of like prepping or just kind of getting pumped.
Really?
Highly recommend.
Really? Wait, so he wrote those songs
just for Cardone University?
Is that him on that album?
Yes, it's him on the album. And it's just him on it's him talking about Cardone University, talking about Closer Survival Guide, 10x Rule,
and talking about prospecting.
Yes.
Talking about pitch, bid.
Highly recommend that playlist. That's like my go-to playlist outside of like worship music. That's like my go-to playlist. Yeah. Okay, like where were we? The rate close?
Yeah. How would you use this? Or because Brandon was talking about how it was he used it a lot when he was at the dealership.
Yeah. The the product that I sell, right? I sell franchises. So it's a little bit of different one. I don't end up using this one a lot. I end up figuring out the way that I do it is I don't ask about the lender. I ask, how are you going to be paying for this cash, credit, loan? And then I figure out, because rate doesn't really affect me and what I'm doing. It's I need to figure out how they're going to be paying for it. Hey, how are you guys going to be paying for this? That's the kind of the question that I ask instead of the rate question, right? Because I don't work with lenders. That's like way outside of my scope. But I do have lenders that I can connect them with if they needed to. So that's kind of what I do is instead of asking, instead of telling them, we use every lender state and including every credit union, who do you currently use? I just ask, hey, how are you guys going to be paying for this?
Okay. Yes. All right. That is a good way to customize the close. I know we were talking about that too, because a lot of these closes are really geared towards the industry of auto sales, right? And we'll see that definitely in the next two closes, I think, right? Because let's see here, the next close, no, I'm sorry, maybe not the next two, but the next close was the equipment close.
Love that one.
This was where, assuming we can get all the items you told me you wanted and have the product delivered as you requested, I need your okay here, and here, where I noted the changes. This one was really centered around taking the focus off the changes and getting it back onto the close and what we're at hand. How will you customize this to present your product service? Okay. And then the other two, we had a title and registration close, and then we had the paperwork close. These two were really closely related. So but this one, as a title and registration close, whose name will we be registering your new blank in? Your wife, your name, or both? Grant says this is the most powerful close that he uses, and he recommends, he says, look them dead in the eye and ask for the close. And he uses it almost every deal. But then the next deal was the paperwork close. And the paperwork close was, whose name will we be doing the paperwork in? Your name, the company's name, or both? So you can see the similarities there, where we're really trying to get the decision maker. Or I look at this close as, we're assuming that there will be a close, and we're not asking whether they will be accepting the terms, but we're asking, who's going to be paying for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it just puts the buying process in a frame, and it kind of gives you as a salesperson I wouldn't say a leg up, but a heads up on either how easy or how difficult the rest of the process is going to go. I mean, these are both qualifying question closes. Usually, these are asked more towards the beginning of the sales process to kind of understand whose name you're going to be putting down on the paperwork, because most deals are structured to where you got to enter name, address, phone number before you can even start a deal in most businesses. So these are fantastic, I guess, icebreaker closes. To actually get the sales process moving forward.
Yeah, because remember, the goal of every single time you ask any of these questions is to get to agreement and to get the buyer to start agreeing with you, right? Because agreement's what leads to ink, right? Because when you're like Brandon said, right, the goal is to get this person to kind of narrow them down to like, what exactly is it that they want, who exactly is the decision maker, and hey, who do we need to register this under? Who's going to be using the product? Is it you, your wife, your general manager? Like who is the paperwork need to be done under, right? So then you understand number one, who the decision makers are, and then number two, who might have any objections, and who the stakeholders are, in order to get a decision and to get a goal, to get a contract written down.
Yeah. I think like I said, when I'm going through these closes, I'm really trying to see how can I actually implement them, and
Yep.
how can I
Yep.
add them into my arsenal of closes?
Yep.
Because when you're in that situation, it's a matter of, okay, my head, my Rolodex is going through, and my head is saying, okay, what is it that's holding them back? What is it that's holding them back? And what clothes can I use to actually skip over this and put it into agreement, and then have that critical exchange point, which I want to actually ring the bell for this week again. A couple ring ding dings, ding 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 ding, and that was for. It's like you got your one in the back. Have you seen the bell? Have you seen my bell? Have I
No.
showed it to you? Hold on.
Have you seen it, Brandon?
Nope.
I saw that you had your bell decorated. So
I
Mm.
did.
you
So
see, I
what
have
did you put
mine
on it?
decorated.
Yeah. What did you put on it?
Got
Let's
the
see.
Clickfunnels flag.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah, on mine I put the spiffy sticker.
Yes.
I need to get a 10x sticker, but spiffy sticker.
Your spiffy sticker looks nice. It's round and circular. And I said, I can't let Laura. I've got to put something on mine.
Sales gone. Always have it
Very
with
nice.
you. Always have it with you. Always have it with you. Look, I have mine in my book bag, and I have one on my desk because I'm always expecting to close the deal. It's always close o'clock. It's always
It's
close o'clock.
you
Come
know what
on now.
you know what I love about this too, because when I come up on a situation sometimes, this this show comes to my mind, and I say
Absolutely.
it does, right? But and we were talking just a little bit before camera about how people, I think that people tend to watch the news, and I think the news tends to make people focus on the negative. So
Yeah.
what I want to do today, as we get into later in this holiday season, let's all talk about something real positive that happened to us in the past week. Let's, of course there's negative stuff, but there's positive stuff too. And but we don't have to focus on the negative stuff. We can focus on the positive closes.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a lot going on with you, Inky. You
Yeah,
just got
man.
back from, I saw, New Hampshire or something like that.
New Hampshire, exactly. Close new I sold New Hampshire in July. We finally launched it. And I had two buyers from Providence and Cape Cod that their last kind of objection was, Laura, we just want to meet you in person. I was like, absolutely, would love to do it.
Uh-huh.
I'm obviously a lot shorter in person, but I would love to do it. Why don't you guys come to our launch in Manchester, New Hampshire? So I drove up there, I met them up there. I took ownership of the experience of explaining them, number one, processes, number two, giving them guidance on like the warehouse tours, understanding more of the software. I got them to see demos because we had people training. So
Yeah.
they were just seeing what was happening on the ground, right? And then I had a
Uh-huh.
launch plan. And then before they left, right, they gave me such like, well, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. I was like, all right, but I need to know by Monday. Like, I need to know by Monday. I was like, Monday, 9 a.m. They're like, they were like, oh, come on. I was like, hey, I just need to know if we got a deal. I was like, how are you guys feeling? They're like, no, we kind of came here, and one of the guys, because it was two of them, one of them was like, I kind of came here looking for something I wouldn't like, and I didn't see that, so I'm really happy about that. I'm like, okay, good. And then I always have my infamous selfie I take with people, or like a picture I get with people, and
Uh-huh.
and people don't understand. They just think it's a picture. For me, it's a gauging tool. It's a gauging tool, right? If you
Oh,
get a
really?
picture with the truck and with hold on, I'll look at my phone.
Oh, okay, okay. A gauging tool.
It's a
Interesting.
gauging tool of understanding where that buyer is, right? It's understanding where that buyer is. Because if that buyer is like, Laura, we don't want to get a picture. Thank you for that. Then you know they're not in.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get the picture with them, right?
And
Then
you
know.
get them.
Then
and you get
and then you get them smiling. I'm like, hey, I'm seeing smiles. So I'm taking that as a good sign. Can I do that? Right? And they're like,
you kind of getting them to take ownership.
Yes, you're getting them to take ownership with the product and the services, and then I'm like, good. I'm excited to call you guys 50 franchise owners. Like, I'm excited to get a conversation going on Monday. And finally on Monday, which was 2 days ago, make the call, and I'm like, all right, Andrew, I need an answer. It's now go time. I was like, are you in? Are you guys in? He's like, Laura, yes, we're pretty excited about this. We've discussed everything. We're in. So now I'm in the final stages of, I've got the contract and everything ready. We're just adding a couple things they needed, but the goal is right. And at first I try to make that objection. And I did work on, they wanted to meet me. They wanted to meet me, and they wanted to see a location in person. And their number one objection was just seeing it live, even after I've literally given them a million virtual tours of other locations. But, I treated it as an objection, right? Several times, right? And then I was like, okay, good. Then I need to, now it's a real objection. They really do want to meet us. So it just so happened that 3 members of my team were there. So, and that's myself and 2 of the people that are operations. And that helped me out a lot, because they just needed to see things were more real and more material, right? As opposed to just videos, paper, whatever. They need to see material. So that was extremely helpful. And then, of course, in return, I'm helping or Manchester franchise speed up on their sales side, because they've never done this before. So I'm helping them with their sales. A little bit, kind of a little bit of a, hey, they help me, I'm going to help them. And then I'm kind of working on a couple other different products and services that we're going to be offering to our franchises, because a lot of the times they struggle with their sales. So I'm going to be like selling sessions to our franchises as another value add into what we're doing, and another way to go monetize training in our franchise. So
awesome. Well, let's let Brandon share, in case you have to jump off, Brandon, because I know you've got a lot of stuff to do today, but share it with us. We gotta recognize our accomplishments. We were talking about this. We gotta recognize even those small accomplishments on our way to the bigger ones. Let's go on. What's going on, Brandon?
All right, so I'm making a little bit bigger of a splash, so to speak, in my inner circle. I'm starting to get more inbound referrals in, which is great. Which is what I was kind of working towards, because to be honest, I hate the cold call. Like, I know it's one of the quintessential salesman things to be able to do, but I like to follow in the philosophy of Mr. Myron Golden, and I want people to kind of come to me because they know I'm the guy that can help them solve their problem. So I got about 3 or 4 referrals coming in that I'm putting together packages for, to then get them in the deal and then close them down. I will say last week I had a fish on the hook, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get the close. Dun, dun, dun. But it's not over. I still got to follow up with him. He knows, he understands, he needs the services. It's just convincing him that it's no extra work on his part, in the sense that he's going to be able to grow and maximize his business, because he just bought a building to house all of his materials in, but there's no way for people to know about it because he's not set up online properly to kind of display and let people know that. So maybe I'll end up paying him a personal visit here this weekend to kind of check out the operations, shake his hand, and see if we can get a deal done. And the absolute crazy, mind-boggling thing about it is, and it's probably again my fault, was that the price and package that was offered to him wasn't much more expensive than what he was currently paying. But what he currently has up and running is not good at all. Like, there's no there's nothing that would entice a buyer to even want to pick up the phone to actually do business with this person. At least on my end, if I needed this product and service, they would not be the first person I would call. So And that's my goal, to fix that and make them the first person that anybody thinks about to call. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully by the end of the year I get a new client onto the deal.
By the end of the year, I know. By the end of the year, I was listening to some of our earlier our earlier episodes when we were really into that the lead up to the closes, and there's that one episode where I just love listening to. It's like that your favorite part is like when when you KNOW, then you can order the bands, order the dancing girls, order the dancing girls. And when you can go into those situations, and I'll tell you, I had that feeling this week. And it was that feeling that, oh, it's a done deal. It's a done deal before I even went inside the close, because I had that how Grant says, he says, you have to want it. You have to want it, and then you have to go in there and knowing and saying it's a done deal. I had that experience this week where I said, oh, yep, it's done. And I just like, okay, went on doing my other stuff. And I said, oh, that's a done deal. And I ended up closing it from the person you sent me, Brandon. And I did face a little hurdle there.
How'd you close them?
I faced a little hurdle there, and I mentioned to them. I said, "Okay, yeah, this is what I can do. I can have this. We can have it started for you. I can have you, have it something for you by Friday." I said, "Are you ready to do it?" This is the response I got. I told him the price, and he said, "Well, let me check, and I should know by next week." And I'm thinking, no, we're not going to wait until next week. Now, that's what I'm thinking to myself. So I said, look, I don't want money to be an issue. I kind of want you to get out of your own way to let me help you.
Yeah.
I want you to get out of your own way. No, that's what I'm thinking. I didn't say that though. But I said, look, I don't want money to be an issue. So can you come up with half? And if you come up with half, then we can start right now, and you can be by next week, we can be ready instead of you trying to find the money. They looked at their phone and they said, let me see. I can do that. I said, great, awesome. Here's a PayPal. Send me that payment. My guy's already getting on it. Let's talk tomorrow at 10 a.m. And you know what? I put that time on there on purpose. And you know why I did that? Because you got on me, Inky.
You did? Did you shut them down based on like time?
Yeah, because you got on me that time, remember?
Yeah. So say again what you told me.
You said we had this talk. I think it was either a week or week before. And you said, make sure to not just say tomorrow, but give them a time. Give them a time. And you did that too. Yeah.
So well. Great. Tomorrow at 1:31, I'm reaching out to you.
Yes. 10 a.m. I remembered to give that time because of what we're us practicing every week. And so then payment came through. I've been getting my inbound marketing strategy is probably working on high speed right now. It's been working on high speed right now. And it's just been more of a consistent putting out, the videos that I've been putting out consistently. I've been saying I've been doing about 2 or 3 videos a day, but it's been yeah, it's been getting a lot of attention, and a lot of inquiries, a lot of questions, a lot of conversations. And those conversations just go and lead into how I can help and what I have to offer, how I can help, and what I can offer. And then if we can do it, then yes. And I'm also fine with if I can't help you. I'm okay with that too. Yeah, that's
Cool.
that's a little bit of celebration. I know.
Good. Well, I'm glad you ended up getting a deal. My referral invoice is in the mail.
I know. I know. I owe you on that one.
Enough me and that bump for Brandon to get a little bit of a little.
What do you want, Brandon? What do you want? Don't Okay.
You're
What do
good.
you want?
First one's free, Mark.
First one's free?
First one's free.
I gotta get you something.
He already sent out a bunch of leads. Come on now. He doesn't get no more freebies.
I gotta get you something. When the opportunity is there, I'm keeping my eyes open. I've got some I a lot of things come my way, so I will definitely anytime I hear anything about local, I'm on it. BK, yeah, and I'm giving you a lot of credit.
Good,
Yes,
good.
yes. All right, all right, all right. So let's, we were intending on making this a short a short episode. So it's we got about, we're probably about 20, no, we're a little bit over 30 minutes. Who's got my money? But it's always great. But I know I've got, yeah, I'll be doing some vacationing this weekend. And yeah, I'll be doing some barbecuing, actually, pulling out the grill.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's what I have planned for the week, along with some doing some work. But I hope everybody out there is enjoying their time with those that they love, and taking some time, maybe even over this last couple of months, to go hard, but still appreciate those around you, because it's a time of Thanksgiving. And just you guys get the weather out there with the leaves turning colors. We don't get much of that here. We just get overcast and humid.
Mm-hmm.
Overcast and 80. But
Yeah, all of our
yeah,
leaves have died and fallen off so far. We get about maybe a week of the good colors, and then after that, that first cold snap makes them drop. And then we got a little bit of a heat wave. But now it's starting to get chilly again. So, it's
I
fall, y'all.
I saw you spending some time out there doing some outdoor camping.
Yeah. So the boys had Cub Scout camp out at the local scout camp grounds in the area. Um, and the premise behind it was to go clean up an area of the camp, clear out some brush that they're looking to kind of expand and make some new grounds. Ended up cutting down a tree with a handsaw, which was quite interesting and fun.
That take a long time.
Yeah, it took a minute. And no one died. The tree didn't snap and in half at the top and fall and hit anybody, which was good. It fell as it should have. But
No,
the problem for the weekend was it's super windy, so
no injuries though.
no injuries, which is
That's a
good.
win.
But it was super windy. My tent ended up breaking one of the poles, and I ended up getting a hole in it because a stick blew off a tree. We probably had 4 or 5 trees go down around us, and we decided to pack it up early on Saturday and get out of Dodge. But no, it was a good weekend, so enjoyed that with the kids.
Great, great. All right. If nothing else, then we'll just throw some shout outs there. Anything else, Inky?
Give them the shout outs, give them the money.
Yes, shout outs to you all for giving us feedback on how we're helping you, how you're getting little nuggets from just us having our weekly pitch practice. And if you ever interested in joining us, feel free to reach out to myself, Laura, or Brandon. I just wanted to go over a few comments that we got over on Facebook from Anawar, who said, excellent show. We had Redwan say, you guys are awesome. Over on LinkedIn, they're just saying things on LinkedIn like, how can I be a part of this? Easy. Just comment below or reach out to one of us. On Twitter, no comments. What are you doing, Twitter? What are you doing? What are you doing, Twitter? We'd like to hear from you too. Over on YouTube, Tracy said this was an excellent class. Thanks for getting so much out of it. And Living the Flash Drive Life said you all look great. They were talking about me, but
they were especially talking about your hair.
But we have a great time coming on and having this discussion every week. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, see you.
Go close the deal.
See you guys later.
Close the deal.
Close it. Shut it down.